Hey everyone, we are doing some testing here at Shannonville. This is our local track. It's fantastic. We love this place. We're going to be testing some 285 Zeknova SS. These are the widest tire that they make and they're new. They just landed Friday. Nobody's ever run them yet, so we're going to test them out. They're huge, they're big, they're meaty, and we're going to see what this car does, how it behaves and everything. We're going to take some data. Yeah, we didn't change any gears in the transmission. They're the same ratios, but we did rebuild the transmission because of a blown bearing. In the center support, blew the bearing, and we changed the gears, and then we're running a new set of gears in the diff. So we're going to be testing those out to make sure that we can work with those ratios. Because when you change the tires, it increases the height of the tire, meaning the ratio that you were running before with a smaller tire is going to be a different wheel speed. It's going to be a lot faster because the tires are increased. So we had to change the gearing to adapt for that, and we're going to see how it goes. It should go good. I mean, mathematically, it's all the same. Today is an open track day. I guess they're just doing lawn care. So track, we got it to ourselves. It's Monday. It's really hot. It's hot. Believe it or not. That's good. Here we have my Pro S14. I'm just going to talk about some of the interesting things. I know we've done a full video on it before, but people love looking at these cars in this raw form and how you can just see everything. And whenever we do testing, we like to do the testing in this form. We don't want to wreck anything if anything goes wrong, and then we also just want to visually see with our slow-mos, with our cameras, what's going on with the chassis. So starting in the rear, we've got our pivoting taillights. These come in handy. Still broke the corner off the last time I touched the wall, but you know what? It just swings it in and it doesn't completely delete it. So it still functions, it's still got the wiring connected. Rear rad setup is super common with any pro car. We did all the plumbing ourselves, mounted it ourselves. Like obviously I built this whole car. So fueling system, we've got our new performance fuel cell with 3 pumps. It's got 2 in a surge tank and then 1 as a lift pump, so we never run out of fuel pressure. Running through a new performance fuel filter, we just changed that, and it's a good thing that we did because it was completely clogged. We saw a slight drop in the fuel pressure on our screen, and that's a good sign that something's plugging the system. So change the filter, take it apart, throw a new one in, put it back together. Obviously the Fdf Rear Suspension, this is pretty much the off-the-shelf that you can buy, except for one difference. I have the adjustable coilover mount. I did this because it's easier and because it's kind of a custom setup that would be better for me. It's faster to adjust, it's faster to do things, so that's something that I did. Obviously if someone asked me for it, we could do it for them as well. Coming around, we've got the interior. We've got our door cards on the side. People always think they look cool. We've got our handbrake, carbon fiber shift knob on top of our GSR dog box, our Sparkle Halo seats. That one we're actually taking out the passenger seat. We have a cool suit in the back that keeps us nice and cool. That runs through these blue lines, which hook up somewhere in this area. Coming to the front, we've got the Fdf billet angle kit. This is actually the 3rd year on this kit. When I came out with it about 3 years ago, we initially tested it and never took the test kit off. This is what the test kit is. So we also have these custom tension arm brackets that I made, these nice bright green things. I made those because nobody makes a good stiff rigid option for the S chassis. There's a couple companies that sell ones that you can buy, but they still aren't very rigid in my opinion, so I made my own. I also made this replaceable tube front. I have 2 of these built. They are identical to each other. They unbolt from the chassis and simply remove. We have videos of doing this stuff. We have posted TikTok videos. I'm sure Jack can throw it in. The idea to the front end is that this front end does not crumple, so we have a lot of additional bracing going to the frame rails, the strut towers, and mounting points. The idea is that this is going to collapse and this won't. I've tested it. It works great. Eli, quiet please. And then of course I have the FatMac Industry built 440 LSX. This is an NA engine pumping out 665 wheel horsepower. It's a really impressive NA engine. 3rd season on this. We do a refresh during the winter. It looks good every time. We make a cam adjustment because we constantly look at the data and then see what we can improve on, where we want the power band to be, and where we want the peak power to be and how long we want that power band. This motor is fed by a dry sump system, so you can see all the lines here. All these lines go through the cockpit, under the seat, under a trowel, and into the tank that's in the back. The headers are built by me, the motor plates are built by me. We've got our power steering cooler and oil cooler in one with 2 electric fans on the back, and then we have our electric power steering pump. This is not electric power steering, it is an electric hydraulic pump. So it's an electric motor that creates hydraulic pressure and it goes into the rack. Around here you'll see the dry sump tank in the back, and you will also see the fire suppression system right behind it. That's what's going to keep us, you know, alive and unburnt, and then hopefully not because the oil tank explodes, because that's, you know, in the cockpit. We do have a shroud that goes over top of that as well. I didn't talk about these canisters. People do usually ask. This is our expansion tank, the tall one. This is our overflow, and then this is the overflow for the oil. It's the catch can for the dry sump system. So basically every half an hour or so we actually drain this, and it does a really good job at separating ethanol from oil. That's a quick overview of the car. A couple other things that people like to know: why the batteries are there. We get a lot of attention because they're there on TikToks, mostly from people that don't know about drifting and don't know how it works. Basically they're back here because these are 34 pounds a piece. They are basically ballast, and in Formula Drift you're only allowed to add 50 pounds worth of ballast. So why not use batteries to your advantage if you're allowed to have up to 2 batteries? So that's why they're there. They're low, they're back right behind the axle, and that's weight that we can manipulate. So anytime you want to move weight around, you want it to be low as possible, because of the lower center of gravity, obviously the better handling you're going to have in a car. But that's it. That's an overview of the car. Let's go hit the track.
So he was saying once the tires were cooked, he was going to try and do some 360s. Which he tried, and there's just no tread left at all. So it went well. He says that they feel good, so we'll give an update on how they really feel from him. New update here at Shannonville Motorsport Park. They're making some new inside curbs here. It looks pretty sick. They're redoing a lot of them. This is the new section here where they come in, and they basically made on every inner, they basically made that and painted them. So
testing went really well. We are leaving for Klutch Kickers on Wednesday. It's in 2 days. The Secnovas that we tested out work amazing. The car works amazing. Transmission works amazing. That's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. See you guys in the next video where we will be at Klutch Kickers.